Hello everyone! Welcome to Movie LKN. And today, we'll be diving into the story of a film about two skilled professionals trapped in the world's most secure prison in the 2021 movie Red Notice. Agent John arrives at an exhibition, determined to thwart a heist. He immediately orders a lockdown, suspecting that the world's most wanted thief, Nolan Booth, is planning to steal Cleopatra's egg, the exhibition's prized artifact. Strangely, the egg shows no heat signature, which raises John's suspicions. Testing his theory, John discovers the egg has indeed been stolen, triggering the security lockdown as Nolan slips into the crowd, changing disguises and making his escape. John gives chase, navigating the crowd quickly and skillfully. As they reach the top floor, John corners Nolan, but just then, another agent appears, distracting them and allowing Nolan to make a smooth escape down a pipe. 56 hours later, Nolan returns to his secluded home on Bali, only to be greeted by John and a local SWAT team who have come to arrest him. Though Nolan has escaped from prison 6 times, this time he's taken to a notorious facility that's nearly impossible to break out of. Beforehand, John notes that Nolan isn't after money. He's driven by a desire to prove he's the best. After a while, Nolan realizes that another top thief, known as the Bishop, has replaced Cleopatra's egg. Though John suspects foul play, he fails to catch the real criminal. 32 hours later, the loss is finally discovered, raising suspicions, especially when it's revealed that John received a hefty sum of money on the same day the egg disappeared. Though John insists he's innocent, no one believes him, and he's sent to a high-security Russian prison at the top of a mountain, with the only exit being a rope bridge. Here, he meets his cellmate, none other than Nolan himself. Nolan deduces that the Bishop deceived them both. He reveals that an Egyptian billionaire has promised $300 million if all 3 of Cleopatra's eggs are delivered on his daughter's wedding day, though no one knows the location of the 3rd egg. Meanwhile, the 2nd egg belongs to an arms dealer who keeps it in a heavily guarded anonymous mansion. During dinner, Nolan draws attention by loudly declaring that John isn't a cop, he's FBI, but it's different. This provokes one of the prison's enforcers, sparking a brawl, with the guards ultimately separating the duo. John warns Nolan not to pull such stunts again, but they're soon summoned by the prison boss who, as it turns out, is none other than the Bishop. She plans to steal the 2nd egg within 48 hours and needs Nolan's help to find the 3rd. Nolan, who actually knows the location of the 3rd egg but hasn't told John, agrees to team up. Together, they brace themselves for what may be the toughest days of their lives as they hatch an escape plan and prepare to work as an unlikely duo. A new chapter begins. Nolan has devised a 3-step escape plan. First, he'll mix soap, bleach, and glycerin with nitric acid to create a massive explosion, using the ensuing chaos to start a brawl. Step 2 was already completed on their first day when Nolan stole a keycard during a distraction. Now, all they have to do is remove a small stone to expose their window to freedom. They'll inch along the edge of the cliff hoping no one slips, or maybe relying on John to catch them if they do. When they finally reach the helipad, the guard is too engrossed in photos of Putin, set to Russian music, to notice them. As soon as they get close, John begins firing, while Nolan knocks out the pilot and takes control of the helicopter. The guard, however, manages to aim his RPG at John, blowing apart part of the bridge. But Nolan, unwilling to leave his partner behind, unleashes a minigun barrage to cover John, giving him enough time to jump aboard. As the guard targets John again, John opens another door, releasing a rocket. Meanwhile, in London, the Bishop captures an intelligence analyst to hack his computer and send a message to Interpol about her 2 escapees, who have already contacted Nolan's friend Tum. Tum has arranged a new plane for them and has even provided a layout of the arms dealer's mansion, which holds the 2nd egg. Their strategy relies on using a hidden passage to access the storage vault. Security is tight, with guards patrolling every door in pairs, changing shifts with a 45-second signal. The mansion is covered by 87 cameras with no blind spots, and the vault door is a half-meter-thick titanium structure with a biometric lock. They'll need a deep fake to fool the system and the passcode, which they must retrieve from their target's phone. In Valencia, the duo arrives at a lavish party. John poses as a guest, while Nolan blends in as a waiter, ready to execute their daring heist. John quickly tracks down the Bishop, who's impressed by his disguise, but they're interrupted by the arms dealer whom John discreetly pickpockets, snatching his phone. Little does he know Agent Das is already among them. The arms dealer begins giving a speech, and Nolan seizes the moment, spilling wine on John as a cover to lead him through the guards and into the restroom where they can hack into the security system. Activating a 45-second timer, they sneak into the arms dealer's vault as a deepfake opens the titanium door, revealing the treasure inside. However, the guards, along with Agent Das, quickly spot them. John disarms one of them and locks the door. But just then, the Bishop enters the vault as well, leading to a skirmish. Against her, they stand no chance. The arms dealer reveals he was on her side all along. The next day, John and Nolan wake up tied up, realizing they'll need to reveal the location of the third egg. John is subjected to some special interrogation, but Nolan, unable to watch, finally admits that the third egg is hidden in Egypt. He distracts the arms dealer with a champagne toast, knocking him out. When he wakes and opens fire, one of the bullets breaks their handcuffs, freeing them. They escape from the basement straight into a bullfighting arena and barely manage to dodge the raging bull to save their lives. Later, John confides that his father was a legendary thief who mysteriously disappeared one day, abandoning their family. It turns out he and Nolan have more in common than they thought, and that working together might be their only shot at success. Hearing this, Nolan reveals something he's kept hidden. After World War II, a German officer fled to Argentina with a small suitcase. For 70 years, treasure hunters have searched for Hitler's rumored bunker in South America, including Nolan's father, who once bought a watch from the officer. Inside it, hidden coordinates were waiting to be discovered. After several days of searching, they finally uncover a hidden passageway, surprisingly with the light still on. Behind a secure door, they find a massive vault hiding the third egg. But just as they start celebrating, the Bishop arrives, not fooled by their story. Suddenly, Agent Das bursts in with a tactical team, opening fire. Their only option is to jump into an armored vehicle and crash through a concealed exit, unaware it leads to a cliff. Nolan manages to make it to shore with the egg, but when he realizes John isn't there, he abandons his lifelong dream to rescue him. John eventually reaches the shore too, embracing the Bishop, revealing that they've been partners all along. In Cairo, the Egyptian billionaire receives the egg, only for Das to storm in, reclaiming the priceless artifact. 6 months later in Sardinia, Nolan tracks down the couple he once outwitted. Now, he's got a new job in mind. This time, a 3-person heist. The film ends on this note, inviting viewers to join in on the adventure. This was Movie LKN bringing you the scoop. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the movie. Drop a comment or recommend something for us to review next time. Until then, see you soon.